Our prison system is broken. It's like a song left on repeat. We need to make a change to this broken system to secure a brighter future for the generations to come. When someone goes to prison for the first time, the chances of returning after release are high. We need to change this. My whole life, I've watched some of the closest people around me go to prison and come home to only be sent right back again. Change needs to happen. Prisons only create worse criminals, teaching them things that only increase their chances of returning, while they should be teaching them trades for a more functional lifestyle. We need to change what the prison system is teaching inmates, so they are learning more about having a productive life outside of prison instead of how to get away with crime easier. The key to change is focusing on inmates who are being sent to prison for the first time. Though they've already been sitting in jail for a while, they have yet to experience prison, which is a whole different ballgame. Most prisons treat education as a reward to inmates. They must qualify for a program first. In James Alston's Limits in Prison Education, he talks about the limits of pre-existing education programs in prison that prevents large numbers of inmates participating because of safety, pre-existing education, and their length of stay. This is why requiring inmates to obtain a vocational education in this program will work more rigorously for the system. Although it would be great for every inmate to be involved in the program, like James said, safety is always an issue. So violent criminals should only be able to participate after good behavior and more closer to the end of their sentencing. Most vocational education only takes a year to obtain, so it would work great for inmates who would only be there for a short time. We can't prevent inmates from interacting with one another, so they are bound to learn new things. The goal will be to give them the option to choose a life without crime. In Barriers to Participation in Vocational Orientation Programs Among Prisoners by Doran Brosens and al., they talk about how vocational education in the correctional system is becoming more of a focus, and about its benefits for individuals and society. So if we start a vocational education program that could be a part of a prisoner's sentencing, and inmates are required to complete the program before being released, with the same concept as when a criminal is required to complete a drug rehab, this will ensure that inmates actually complete their education. With the assurance that inmates will complete the program, the short amount of time that's required to obtain a vocational education, and the fact that it's easier for felons to find a job with a trade skill, this increases their chances of not returning to prison. Gerald J. Stoller and al's Predicting Recidivism for Released State Prison Offenders, they state that 85% of prisoners incarcerated right now will return within 3 years after their release. There are 1.9 million people in the U.S. incarcerated right now. 1.2 million of them are in prison. This program will keep inmates busy for the last year or so of their imprisonment, so that when they return to society, the transition will be a little more smooth and everything that they learned will be a little more fresh. Although the goal for this program will be to decrease the chances of inmates returning, which in turn will be good for our society, there will be many challenges. This program will need funding. Although inmates can now receive the Pell Grant, Sarah Tomant and al's article, Ineligible Anyway, states that not everyone will qualify. It is important to have the funding so that every inmate in the program can attend for free. One of the biggest challenges will be the legal aspects of having the program a part of a prisoner's sentence. While legally an inmate cannot be forced to be in this program, it could still be in a judge's sentencing as a way to reduce the amount of time served. Other than these obstacles, we'd still have the hard decision of deciding which inmates would be allowed to participate and who wouldn't. Though the finish line is nowhere in sight, we must work hard to achieve our goal of changing the prison system. Requiring inmates to learn a trade before being released from prison will change the system. Instead of teaching prisoners how to become worse criminals and increasing their chances of returning, they will have another opportunity of a better life after prison. This program will be a game changer for society if all of the legal portions of the plan can be hashed out to what is needed. We need everyone's support for this to work. But until we have a proper program established, we could really use your help with other prison educational programs as well. Prisons could always use books. To donate, just go to libguides.ala.org/books-donations/books to prisons. Education is important, even in the prison system. We need support for a more functional society. Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it for today.